Sulayman alayhi salam was a very powerful king, and he had meetings with his leaders and a representative from each, not only humans groups, but even the jinn and the birds and so on would attend these major meetings. One day he was following the affairs of his kingdom, and he started to look into the birds and the leaders of the birds. And then he, with his keen eye and keen, detailed follow-up of his kingdom, he said, where is the hoopoe? The hoopoe is a bird, small bird, with a crown on top of its head. Where is that bird? Or is he among those who are absent today? If he is absent from this major meeting, I will certainly punish him with a severe penalty, or even execute him, unless he brings me a clear reason for his absence. Look at the justice here. Yes, this is a major meeting. We're preparing for the issues of the country and so on, and he cannot be absent. So he was very strict in ruling, but he did not say, I will punish him because he's absent. I will punish him unless he have an excuse. You don't punish people until you listen to them. I have seen so many managers punish before even asking. Don't do that. This is injustice. So give them a chance to speak up. Give them a chance to show their excuse. So the bird came a little late, and he said, what is your excuse for coming late? He said, I have seen a territory which you have not seen, and I have come to you from Sheba. Sheba is a city, a major city in Yemen, southwest Arabia, in Yemen. And I'm bringing you the truth of the story of Sheba. I said, what did you see there? He said, I found there a woman ruling over them. Now, it is not haram, it is okay for women to rule, but it was not usual, still not usual even today. Look at how many countries in the world today and how many women are leading. At that time, it was not heard of that a woman would lead a country. So that was something amazing. I saw a woman leading them, ruling over them. And she is so powerful that almost everything she wants, she has. And she has a magnificent throne that she sits on. Something that is undescribable. Sulayman asked him, what else did you see there? He said, one of the things that most amazed me, this woman who was wise and strong, and these people, they were worshipping the sun. They were not worshipping Allah. Satan has made them worship the sun, and he made their deeds look pleasing to them, and he kept them away from the straight path. So look, this is the bird talking, a wise bird, a believing bird. The bird said, how could Satan make them worship the sun and not worship Allah, who brings the hidden out of the earth? Why did he choose that? This is what hoopoes are known for. They can tell where water is underground, where people cannot tell. They would go to the places and dig, and they would find water. So he was relating to this ability that he has. Allah, he gave me this ability to find water. How would they worship someone other than Allah? And then he said, there is no God. This is the bird again talking. There is no God but Allah, Lord of the throne, the supreme throne of Allah. Why did he use that? He was referring to the great. He has seen the throne of the Queen of Sheba, the most amazing throne. But the Lord of the supreme throne is the real Lord, because there's no throne comparable to the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sulayman said, soon we shall see whether you have told the truth or lied. Look, again, this is management. You do not believe every report that comes to you. You must check, make sure that this is the truth. Sometimes your middle managers bring you something that is not true. and you make the judgment upon it, and you make injustice. So before you rule on anything, make sure that the reports are true. So he said, before I judge, I will know soon whether you have told the truth or not. Sulayman ordered a letter to be written to this queen of Sheba. And then he gave that letter to that bird. He said, fly with this letter from me, sealed with my seal, and deliver it to them. But don't show yourself. Sit back, draw back, and watch and listen carefully. Bring me what do they say. Bring me the details of their discussion. So the bird flies all the way from Palestine to Yemen, and then he found the queen sitting in her private chambers alone, and he throws the letter from the sky, and it falls upon her, and he hides. The queen was surprised. A letter coming from the sky? What is this? And she sees the letter, elegant paper, nice writing, something amazing. Definitely this is something from a king or a queen. She read it. She was immediately moved, ordered her leaders to gather. The chiefs all gathered, and she talked to them. She said, you chiefs, here is delivered to me a letter worth of respect. A letter comes, it looks respectful, comes from the sky. This is something amazing. It does not come from people. It didn't come with a messenger. What does the letter say? It is from Sulayman. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. And the letter says, just one sentence. Do not be arrogant against me and come to me in submission. That's the letter. What an amazing letter. It summarizes everything in 2 sentences. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I start with the name of God, not your God, my God, Allah. Of course, these people have heard about Allah, but they worship the sun. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim, the most merciful, the most beneficent. So he's telling them about, I'm not here to torture you. I'm not after killing you. I am following the orders of my God, who is merciful. So that was the first sentence. The second sentence, do not be arrogant against me. Allah ta'lu alayya. Meaning, no matter how great you are, remember, there might be somebody greater than you. So do not be arrogant and try to be above me. Meaning, be careful who you're dealing with. وَأْتُونِي مُسْلِمِينَ. Come to me in submission. Submission to me, submission to my Lord. Submission to the true message. This lady was a very wise lady. She said, you chiefs, advise me in this matter. I would not decide without consulting you. She was wise. She's not a dictator. She rules in democracy. She consults her people. But her people were also very wise. They knew that she was the wisest among them. And see, this is an answer to those who do not trust women in leadership. A woman can be wiser than men, and she was wiser than all of them. What did they advise with? Almost nothing. They said, we are very strong, and we are able to fight. So you decide, and we will follow. Again, they did not look into the letter. She did. They did not understand the message. No matter how strong you are, don't be arrogant. She said, we might be facing a very strong king. And if we declare war, kings, when they enter a country, they spoil it and make the most noble people under their feet, so humbled. And they do. So I would not declare war until I test him. And the way to test him and see how strong he is without declaring a war, let me do this. She's very wise. She brought a messenger, gave him great gifts and jewels and great presents. She said, take this present to Sulayman and look at the country of Sulayman. Study it Study what kind of man he is. Wait there, and then bring me the answer. So, again, that's the wise thing. Before you do anything, get information. Make sure that you know what you're dealing with. So the messenger leaves from Yemen all the way to Palestine, brings this great gift to Sulayman. This is a gift of peace. We don't want to have any quarrel with you, and this is a personal gift to you. Sulayman alayhi salam was so angry when he saw the present. He said, "What is this? You tried to bribe me with this? Look at my kingdom. Look at what Allah has given me. Tell them, go back and tell your queen and your people that if they do not come to me in submission, and she must come herself, then I would come myself and destroy her land." So the messenger went back and told her what he has seen. This is not something that you can compete with. This is the greatest king on earth. So my advice is to submit, just surrender. He has control over everything. I've never seen anything like it. You're nothing compared to him. This queen by the name of Balqis, known in the Western world as the Queen of Sheba, was so wise. She decided that she doesn't want trouble to her people. She wouldn't go into a war that would be definitely a loss to her and might destroy her land. So she went from Yemen with her people in submission to Sulayman alayhi salam. Sulayman heard the news that she was coming. He wanted to test, because he was told so much about her knowledge and wisdom and so on. He wanted to test her, test how knowledgeable she was. And he talked to his chiefs, the jinn, the people, etc. He said, "I want to test her. Who can bring me her greatest throne, the throne that everyone talks about? Who would bring me that?" One of the great jinn, Afrit, he said, "I would bring it to you before the session is over." They would usually sit from the morning all the way to noontime. So before noontime, it will be in your palace. An amazing power. And then the Quran tells us that a man who has knowledge of the book, some knowledge of the holy scriptures, very special knowledge that we do not know of, he said, "Sulayman, I would bring it to you in a blink of an eye." And within a blink of an eye, it was there. What did Sulayman do? He said, "Alhamdulillah, thank you, God." And he became humble, prostrate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that, "Oh Allah, thank you for giving me all of these powers, all of these abilities." And then he said, "Change some of the jewels, reallocate them." So they worked on it and they changed the places of the jewels. So now it's the same throne, but a little different. Balqis, the Queen of Sheba, arrived. Sulayman alayhi salam greeted her and her party himself, took them to his great palace. They were amazed. What is this? They could not even imagine it. Started to talk, and she was looking at the throne all the time. So Sulayman wanted to test her knowledge. And he said, does this look like your throne? He did not say, "Is this your throne?" He said, "Ahakada arshuki?" Does this look like your throne? Now she did not expect to see a throne similar to her throne anywhere in the world. And this is exactly her throne, except for some of the jewels misplaced. So she did not say yes, because how would he bring the throne here? How could it be her throne? And it's a little different. And she did not say no, because it's almost exactly like her throne. So she said something that showed how smart and wise she was. She said, كأنه هو, as if it was my throne. What an answer. She did not say even, "It looks like my throne," because if it looks like my throne, then it's a different throne. But she said, "As if it is my throne," which means it could be my throne, but it's a little different. Sulayman said, "I am more knowledgeable, and Allah is more knowledgeable than me." You're so smart. It's good to deal with smart people. It's very nice to deal with smart people. That is good, because when they know their abilities, then they will submit. Now she had seen all of this, but she submitted to the king, but did not submit to the prophet.